And guys, we got to start by talking about Dwyane Wade, who met with the Denver Nuggets for nearly 3 hours in New York City today, is still doing that will he or won't he dance with the Chicago Bulls. And look, there is a strong D. Wade would never leave the Heat camp. But if you're in it, you might want to go sit yourself down next to the KD will never leave the Thunder people, because once there is a meeting, there is always a possibility. Of course, the Heat could stop all of this with their own meeting, and it's not a coincidence Heat owner Mickey Arison Instagrammed this photo today. He's on one of his boats lurking offshore from the whole scene, and if he does sit down with Dwyane as expected, here is what I would urge him to remember. The Miami Heat have won 3 of the past 11 NBA titles. 3 of 11. That is more than Tim Duncan's Spurs or Kobe Bryant's Lakers or anyone else in that span. And they did that, at least in part, by charging Dwyane Wade's credit card. Over and over, they asked Wade to sacrifice in order to win. The man has never been their highest paid player. And now the bill is due. Look, I understand the mechanics of why the Heat don't want to pay up. Pat Riley wouldn't be Pat Riley if 3 rings in 11 years was enough. And if the main thing, as Pat likes to say, the main thing you care about is trying to win number 4, it doesn't make sense to overpay your 34-year-old shooting guard when you need that money for other players. I get it. If you are Pat Riley, your obsession with winning means you don't call Wade at 12:01 the night free agency starts because, hey, you are too busy lavishing attention on Hassan Whiteside and chasing Kevin Durant. But guess what? No matter what happens with Wade, there is no scenario on this earth that makes the Heat the early favorites to come out of the East, much less win the title. So yeah, it's time for Mickey Arison to step in here and do what maybe winning-obsessed Pat Riley's DNA just doesn't allow him to do. Take the hit and pay the man. Decide that having won more than anyone else in the last 11 years is actually enough right now. And do right by the guy who literally spilled his blood on the floor to get you those rings. Prove that all the loyalty and family that you preach are actual things, not just words in a brochure, because this isn't even just about Dwyane Wade for the Heat. It is about showing the rest of the NBA, all those future free agents, what kind of team you are. And if you do want ring number 4, that's going to matter. Now, Byron, you went through this with the Lakers and that sort of reward contract that they gave Kobe. You had to deal with a roster that was a little bit hamstrung by all the money spent on him. Which side of the fence do you fall on this?
I'm with Dwyane Wade. I think you're right. He should get paid. He has definitely, I wouldn't say suffered over the last 6 or 7 years. But listen, they brought in Shaq and Alonzo Mourning back and Gary Payton. He took less. They go get LeBron, Chris Bosh. He took less. They got Whiteside now this year. And now he's saying, listen, I want my money. You know, you're right. I've been, letting you guys put it on credit card and everything, but now it's time for me to get paid. And he has shown nothing but loyalty to this organization for the 11, 12 years that he's been in this league. So I think he is owed that money, and Rouse does talk about loyalty. We always talk about that with Rouse, and we know how he feels about that. Well, this man has been loyal. So it's time right now to ante up, pay the man, and go about your business, because they're not going to win a championship. We all know that. But they're a lot farther along than Kobe was with the Lakers and where we were last year. They have a team that will be in the playoffs when you have Dwyane and some of the players that they have.
I don't think they owe it to him.
Yeah, they do.
I think what they owe is what the market will pay. Nobody in the NBA was willing to pay Kobe Bryant $50 million over 2 years when the Lakers did it off an Achilles tear. We know that the Denver Nuggets are willing to pay Dwyane $52 million over 2 years.
Now that would be a news-breaking story. They were willing to pay Kobe.
Yeah, well, Kobe might want to play for the Warriors at this point.
Coming back.
But we know that offer is out there. So because of that, we know what Dwyane's market value is. So, however, if you want to keep Dwyane, you should give him his market value. But I don't think it's
that they don't owe him.
Because what happened in 2010 does not matter in 2016.
Why not?
Because Dwyane made those decisions. The Heat didn't hold his feet to the fire and say, we're going to do something. Dwyane said in 2010, I'll take less money. I'll take less money in 2014. I'll take less.
So he should be punished now for being a team player? Shouldn't there be some give back for that? Look, shouldn't they now give him what he gave them?
In my mind, this is a very elementary decision. He can go for $2 and $52 million to Denver and take the money there. He can go for $2 and $40 and stay in Miami. The Heat are calling his bluff and saying, we don't think you'll go to Denver. And the Heat feel that's the best position to take.
Listen, behind closed doors, you don't think Pat Riley and those guys said, Dwyane, just take less money this year. I guarantee we'll take care of you.
I mean, isn't that the way of the Miami Heat?
That to me is a promise that we're going to give you the money that you deserve.
And yes,
and I'm pretty sure that went on.
It's Dwyane's prerogative to say, I don't want to be that taken care of. I want to be taken care of today.
Yeah, but just trust in that loyalty that he had with that organization.
Shouldn't we be encouraging a system with these teams where they do say, hey, wink, wink, we will take care of you later if we want you guys to all be on the same team?
Them is fighting words in an owner's meeting. That is not, I mean, already there are people who think that stuff goes on anyway. That is something that you cannot step in. You cannot wade into the pool, so to speak, on that. That is a danger zone. I will say this. What we see from Pat Riley, for all this family mumbo jumbo.
Well, he is ruthless.
When he's done with somebody, he sends him out the door,
right?
Okay? He'd send you out the door if he didn't think you could play in the 80s. He'd be like, you're done.
No doubt about it.
You know, Tim Hardaway, when it was over for him, he sent him packing. Alonzo Mourning, they have this beautiful story that they tell that they helped him go to the New Jersey Nets. Bottom line, they were done with him. They sent him on their way. I also think there's a possibility that they wouldn't cry if Wade moved on because they don't want to be stuck with a bad contract. And they would say, let him blame Dwyane for being money hungry. And that's part of the thing I think that's going on.
This is where I think Mickey has to step in because the two sides of Pat with the loyalty and the family, but also the ruthless Pat Riley that you know from your Laker days, it is time, I think, for Mickey to stand in and say, this is what you did for the franchise. We're going to take care of you.